Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Phillip Ramsey.
And I'm Arron Cramer.
Thanks for tuning in. As you can hear, my voice isn't the greatest, but we're going to go through and dominate because this is the first start of the 2025. I hope it's not an indicator of what's going to be coming, but I'm pretty excited about this year. But this is the episode where we talk about last year. We actually have an update. Who wins lunch? Arron or Phillip? Who nailed it? Who was better with the market? We did a little prediction last year. If you wanted to, you can go back. It's about 25 minutes. We'll try to keep this fairly short, but I like these. They're kind of a journal for Arron and I to talk through last year, what happened in the practice, what's going on, what are we kind of excited about for the new year, and then we're going to talk about predictions that we think are going to happen in this year's market. Anything else you want to cover, Arron, Cramer?
No, that was good. I know who won the lunch because I was more conservative last year.
No.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I owe you lunch. Spoiler alert.
I thought I was more conservative. Dang, okay.
Oh, I got it all undocumented, buddy. It's all
right.
part of the web. It's all.
Dang. I know you can't get away from anything.
All right, let's start here. 2024. Good year, bad year. Hit me. What do you think?
It was a good year.
I totally agree. It was a great year. Now we hit some adversity. We always do, but we overcame it. We chopped wood. We carried water. If you have no idea what that reference is, you might want to go back. There was a podcast we did on it. Arron and I are pretty hyped up on this concept. It's a book. Love this book. Chop wood, carry water. There was another book. Which book did I like better? Pound the Stone. Yeah. Was it Pound the Stone?
Yep.
Yes, you're right. Chop wood, carry water is one I really liked. The Pound the Stone, it's okay, but I like the chop wood, carry water. So
You do like the analogy of Pound the Stone better, it seems like.
yeah, right.
But I think the story, it's funny, if we could use the analogy and Pound the Stone and chop wood, carry water, I think that would just blow your mind. You'd be like, perfect.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I really do feel like we've hit some adversity, but we overcame it. I feel like we're kind of hitting our cadence. Last year, we changed up a lot of things, philosophy, manage money. We talked about it in our podcast about 12 months ago. We're shooting this on actually New Year's Eve, 2024. Last year, we recorded something on 12/20, so December 20th. So we're a little bit over a year in, but we're going to use the dates of December 20th, just to give you a full year snapshot when we talk about the market. But yeah, I think overall, our philosophy hasn't changed. We've just continued to do the same thing. We've been managing people's money, putting our portfolios together. We've never had and been able to manage money as cheap as we have, and it's paid off. It's really been great. Arron's done a great job. It's been fun for both of us to see each other kind of overcome adversity throughout the year. Arron's been studying for his CFP. If you know anything about that, Certified Financial Planner, he's doing a great job with that. So that's kind of been a snapshot of our year. We have lost a teammate. Ashley Fox has gone, and she is staying home with her kids. Her and her husband made a decision, which we're so excited for her. Sad on our end. Our business has changed a little bit, but it's made us having to be way more efficient than we ever have been. I've got to kind of jump in roles that help me understand exactly what the day-to-day is, which I'm actually grateful for. But good luck, Ashley. So thankful for all your hard work that you've done for help Uncommon Wealth be where it's at today. And now we're kind of just moving on. So we have Haley, and then we have Arron and myself. There's three of us. I think that'll probably change in the future. But right now we're trying to see how efficient we can be with the three that we have currently.
Yeah.
There's a snapshot. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about in 2024?
I don't know, man. I think it was a good year. It's fun to I just guess recap what you said. We just got to learn, be more proficient. And I mean, this industry, I think what's so fun about this industry and this job is that it's a constant getting better. Mm-hmm. And I know I was texting the other day, I heard, I was watching the stock market news. It there's a commercial about some big business owner talking about how business is like the ultimate sport to be competitive in.
Oh, love it.
Being competitive, I was like, really? But then you think about it, and it's like, it really is, because you're constantly getting better. Like,
yeah.
And the field is huge with a lot of people. So,
right.
It's fun just to constantly work to be better, know how to better serve people, have better balance, all those things.
Right. And yeah, we've talked about this before, but just we're trying to build a practice that every year it gets easier and easier because of residuals. That's kind of the power of our business, is to try to have more and more residuals so you can continue to serve the clients you have in a better capacity, and yet you still have cash flow. That's what we've tried to build. That's what we're building. And so it's basically like a year and a half into this kind of trajectory. And, it usually says about 5 years, you really start taking off. I do feel like we've had some amazing growth in 2024. In 2025, I'm really confident that we're going to have even more growth because of the ways and the sacrificial ways that we've built the practice in the past. So
yeah,
I'm really excited
it's really
about
nice
that.
because the residuals, like when we're sitting on the same side of the table as the clients, and so market does well, the practice does better, and if there's a big correction or crash, we make a lot less money. So it's like the firm does not so good.
Right. And I do love that we get an opportunity to better ourselves, go through adversity, hit challenges, and just see how we respond, and also have a partner in it. Like, hey, Aaron, how you doing over there? Not great. How are you doing? I'm in the weeds. So it's lonely at times, but man, it really does feel good to have somebody, shoulder to shoulder, fighting bad guys out in the streets, as I like to say.
Yeah.
So, anyway, all right. So that's one of the things. Business grew. I'd say we grew about 10 to 15% next year. Let's talk about that. I'm really excited. I want to grow 20%, which is a big number. But if you think about maybe the market and the market growing, that helps our percentage. So it's not like, hey, we want 15% from 0 to 15 or 0 to 20. That seems a little aggressive. When you do factor in the market and the residual nature of our business, it isn't going to be 20%. It might be 10% growth. And maybe the market helps us as well. So that's kind of my prediction, as well as I think that we'll probably get our own physical office in 2025. So that's one of the things that we've really done a good job of trying to build this business in a decentralized manner where everybody can be at home. We can use technology and Zoom and things, but I feel like we're at this point where, I do feel like there's some confidence that is portrayed and perceived when you have a physical location. And so that's something that Aaron and I are talking about and trying to figure out when to step into that. But I think that could be coming in 2025. What other things do you foresee in 2025?
Oh man, I don't know. I like just the same stuff. It's just constantly like trying to serve and be better, right? And grow.
Yeah, that was something interesting. I'm glad you brought that up, because in 2024, I didn't really have any goals. I was just like, hey, we're going to serve people and try to do the best for people, and not worry about our selfish ideas of what goals we're going to try to achieve or not. We're just going to go serve people, see where God leads us. And in 2025, I feel like I'm now pulling off of that a little bit of okay, but it is fun to be able to, as a team, achieve something that everyone's kind of trying to go for. So instead of just paddling down the river aimlessly, I feel like there might be some markers that we try to hit, hey, let's get over to that little tree over there, and see if we can get there. Now, if we don't, that's okay too. There's definitely different philosophies on goals, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to have a measurement and tracking to see how are you doing, where are you going.
You like that?
I do. And in 2024 was good because I feel like I kind of got accustomed to having no goals, and I kind of liked it. And so part of me is do I do that again? And then the other part of me is but I like to challenge myself too. So it's a balance.
It's a heavy mix. I know when we brought this up, but when we talk about Chop Wood, Carry Water, that same author wrote the book, and I know I talked to you about this a lot, but wrote a book, Burn Your Goals. Mm-hmm. And that's where we talk about different philosophies. I was I'm never having goals again. I'm
I love it.
You have your values and you just chase those really hard.
Yeah, you just triple down on your values, which honestly, I really respect that. I really do. So I can see it both ways. I don't know.
Hear me. Every time I make a goal, I don't ever reach it. It's here's my big one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get really strong for like powerlifting.
Yeah.
And then I blow out my pec.
Yeah.
So it's like,
right.
Well, you know what? Maybe I just make the goal of the core value just to be as big and strong, as healthy as I can. Because then, if you get hurt, that can't get destroyed.
There's I love it. I love that too. Okay. All right. So here, let's go to our predictions. So in 2013, so December 20th, 2013, we just tracked the S&P. The S&P was at 4,764. There's some odd cents in there, but 4,764. Aaron and I last year were like, hey, what do we think it's going to be? Aaron, well, let's just go to Phillip. Phillip thought it was going to grow 7.5%. Okay?
Okay.
Which would have made the market 5,122. Okay? So from 4,700 to 5,100. Aaron thought it was going to be 8% growth. 51,145. The market actually grew 22.6%. Which I love that we both were conservative on that, because you just don't want to be the one to be like, I really think it's going to blow it out of the water and be, the expectation could be unmet.
Yeah, in that fairness, I don't think anybody saw this year coming.
Yeah, right. I agree. Although I had a sneaky suspicion with the election. They were going to do something to be like, hey, everything's good. Look at this. The market's doing great. So I had a feeling. I didn't think it was going to be that good. So you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
So what the market was when it opened December 20th, 2024 was 5,852. So from 4,700 to 5,800, that's a pretty big jump. Hoo-ah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you like me now? Now we're going to go to predictions of 2025, right? So in 12 months, December 20th, 2025. Wait, I do have to say I owe Aaron lunch, because what we were talking about is like, who's going to be better or who's going to be closer, Aaron or Phillip? Aaron took the over. I took the under. I guess you can look at it that way. Aaron won.
Yeah. Well, man, for sure, it's going to be interesting this year going forward, because one, it is extremely rare to have 2 years back to back and like so high returns. Because I do remember like we went low because 2023 was an amazing return.
Yeah, right.
So we've had 2 amazing years returns back to back, and like to match that for the third year is like, I think it's only happened like a handful of times.
Right.
Super rare.
So be thinking about that with your prediction there, Aaron Cramer.
No,
you be thinking about that.
I'm thinking out loud here for our listeners and you.
And again, like for compliance purposes, like we don't know. This is all speculation.
I have no idea.
This is for entertainment purposes only. And it's for lunch, because might as well do that again.
Yeah. Try to think. I know. So, key things that we got to look at, like, was the Magnificent Seven was what really drove the stock market this year. So,
do you think? I think AI had a huge component of this. Like
artificial intelligence and.
Yep.
So, that's going to continue. I think we've only skimmed the surface on that. So I think artificial intelligence, and when you start digging into it and seeing all the different areas that can hit, like it's frightening and also kind of encouraging. It's both. It's and or. Yeah. This is like a little off topic. If you see the movies that Netflix are making of like artificial intelligence, you're like, that's freaky. Yeah. Right. Also, too, like just very honestly, like Uncommon Wealth is looking at how can we utilize AI in order to be more efficient. I'll just say that. And we have found some tools that have been life-giving to me. And we haven't implemented it over the whole practice yet, but there are some potential. We've seen some potential that is actually really encouraging, in that you can grow a business without maybe hiring as fast as you maybe once would. So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, which is a big deal, because in any business, the biggest thing is like they always say, like once you hire someone, you can grow twofold, but you take a huge step backwards. So maybe it makes it a little more secure for business owners to be able to like get something going before they truly need to invest in hiring somebody. Now, on the flip side, we want to employ more people. Like, we don't want to replace people with AI because I don't know how the economy works for that.
Right. So profitability can go up for business owners, which could, I guess, reflect maybe lower costs for consumers, I guess.
Valuation,
it could be. You never know. But it doesn't seem like that ever works that way. It just seems like people get greedier and greedier. But anyway, beside the point. So, are you ready?
We have opportunity sources in U.S. large caps. I think that's still showing strong. The economy's still doing good. I mean, we just had a rate cut.
Yep.
I think we're gonna have one or two more next year, is what they're predicting. The bond market's doing well.
We have a new president, or we have a old president coming back in for a second term,
which is predictable, right? So we've had him before.
I know.
So he's gonna have a lot of change up. I mean, with RFK being in there.
Yeah. The difference, though, is he doesn't have another term to run. So, he could really go off the rails, or who knows? Or he could really do some good things.
Well, but I mean, also he's having Elon Musk in there. That's different.
Yeah, that is different. Yeah.
So I think I'm approaching this next year with optimism, but very cautious optimism.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of signals there that we'll have a positive year. But I do think that we have to be cautious going into this year, just because all math is showing that we just don't. It's so rare to knock it out of the park 3 times in a row. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to have a correction at some point, because that's just healthy.
Yep.
I know it's scary to have a correction, but please hear me. It's healthy to have corrections.
Yep.
I still think we're going to finish the year positive. I do think that. So,
all right, hit me with your prediction, big dog.
I want to say.
All right, wait. So we're using the number 58 or 5,842.
5,842.
Yep, that's the number.
I think we're going to grow by 6 1/4. So what's that come out to be?
6.25. All right, let's do the math. And get your calculators out, everyone. 5842 times 1.625. Oh, shoot. 1.0625. There we go. 6,207.
All right, that's
6,207 basically 13 cents. Okay. I think, you ready for this? I'm going to go big. I'm going to go 17.3%.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah, let's go. Pin your ears back and let's get nasty. I like your prediction, actually, as I hear your thoughts, but I also think AI is going to run pretty hard. I think, there are some crazy Trumpers out there that are so excited. And I've seen a switch in things that people are a little bit more loose with their money. They feel like, at least the people that I'm kind of surrounding myself with, feel very optimistic about what's going to happen the next 4 years. And there's been a lot of conservativeness of I just want to hold my money close to my vest. I feel like that's changed. And that's the reason why I think I'm going to go a little bit higher, double digits higher. My prediction is 6,852. So another 1,000 points. We'll see. We'll see who's right. Again, lunch. I owe Aaron lunch, so maybe you want to vote it with him. You want to bet on him. I get it.
This is good. This is close. This is gonna be harder because it's a big gap this time.
Yeah, I feel like last year I voted or I cast my vote, and then you were $1 higher. Oh.
Yeah.
But it was wise. This year you went first. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to try to go a little higher. We'll see where it lands. But all I know is we're going to continue to doing the same things that we've done yesterday. And that breeds confidence. And I want our clients to hear that. I want our listeners to hear that. Is there's nothing really changing on our end other than we're trying to use AI, try to be more efficient. We're also thinking about how can we can have a bigger footprint so we can go meet new people and help them in an uncommon way. That has not served us wrong in the past. You're your best asset. We're just along for the ride. We get a really front row seat of all the things that you're doing. I love what we do. Every day I get to wake up, go hang out with some great people, and get to serve people in a way that I think God's asked me to serve people in this season with people that I love. Arron, you're doing great. It's been fun to see you continue to chop wood, carry water. Haley's been doing great, just serving clients. Ashley was such a key component to the team. And then, 2025, we're excited to see what the obstacles come our way, how we're going to overcome them. I do feel like it's been a little bit easier if I think about where we're at today than 12 months ago. I feel like what we've done and the base that we've laid has been helpful. It's been helpful, and it's a little bit easier today than it was 12 months ago. So there you go. There's our recap. 2024, everyone. Da, 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 da. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add for 2025 or 2024?
No, man, you said it all. So I second everything you said.
I probably shouldn't have said it all with my voice, but here we are.
No, it's good. It's good, that crackly, serious voice to lead into the year.
I love it. Well, you've been listening to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. Thank you so much for being a listener. I'm Phillip Ramsey.
I'm Arron Cramer.
Till next time, go be uncommon. Thanks for listening.
That's all for this episode, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.